What is going on, everybody? RA, your pro wrestling nerd, back once again with Little J, Big Johnny, and it's time to do night one of WrestleMania predictions. So let's hit that intro and get into it. Break it all down for you. I ain't never giving up. All right, everybody. Quick thing. Punishment time. After the end of every year, we always have the punishment for the last place loser. What I have in my hand is an envelope right here that says punishment. Inside is the punishment for the loser. I am the only one who knows what's in it because I had to put it together, obviously, but Little J, Big Johnny have no idea what's in. If one of them is last place, they will learn what's in when we do the video for punishments. First off, we are starting with the unsanctioned match of Drew McIntyre versus Jacob Fatu. You know what I mean? Big Johnny, who do you got and why?
That's what I'm gonna go with Jacob Fatu, because Jacob's gonna dog walk his ass.
All right, he's just gonna dog walk his ass. No actual reason why. Little J, who do you got and why?
I'm also going to go with Fatu.
For what reason?
I feel like this is going to conclude the feud. I think it's about time. It started building. It started reaching the height when Jacob interfered with Drew in Cody's match, and I think this is the perfect way to settle it.
I am also going with Fatu. I just feel like this needs to be the babyface markout move that Big Johnny loves so much. But yeah, I don't see Fatu losing. It would hurt him more than it would Drew. So, the only way I can see Drew possibly winning is if it came to realization that he wasn't the one that attacked Fatu back at the end of last year, and the guy who actually did attack him, whoever it would be, comes out and costs Fatu. So I do hold a little sliver that Fatu might not win, but for pick-wise, I've got to go with Fatu. All right, next up, we got the six-man tag, the match that's opening all WrestleMania weekend. I Show Speed and the Vision versus LA Knight and the Usos. Big Johnny, who do you got and why?
This one I'm going to go with I Show Speed and the Vision. Right, they're going to have help, they're going to have help in some way for them to find a way for them to cheat or whatever, and for I Show Speed to get the pin or in some way, win. So to me, it's gonna be I Show Speed and the Vision.
I was not expecting that, but Little J, who do you got and why?
I'm gonna go with LA Knight and the Usos.
All right, Usos, for what reason?
I feel like Speed's gonna be the downfall of costing them the match. Maybe he ends up helping some certain way, but I think it's gonna be the Usos and LA Knight just because Speeds don't have that experience in the ring.
I'm also going with LA Knight and the Usos for one major reason and one major reason only. Because of I Show Speed and because he is cursed! He's cursed! So he's going to cost them the match. Plain and simple. He's cursed. He's cursed almost as bad as Big Johnny, looking as ugly and as goofy as he does. Alright, next one. Seth frickin' Rollins versus Gunther. Little J, let's start with you. Who do you got and why?
I'm going to go with Gunther.
For what reason?
I feel like that since he's already retired AJ, Cena, and Goldberg, there's nowhere else to go after this. Unless the next top dog after, I feel like this is going to be my next pick for the Oba and Brock match. That I think his opponent's going to be Oba down the line after this match.
All right. Big Johnny, who do you got and why?
I'm sorry, I'm going to have to disagree with Little J. I'm going with Seth with this one for one reason, because it's not usually when he wins, he beats the guys in their retirement match. This is not a retirement match. So, to me, Rollins is going to win this one, and he's going to win this one because he's not going to retire Rollins. So, I think Rollins is going to win this one.
All right. I have been going back and forth. I've literally flipped coins. I asked AI. I have asked so many people because points can be made for both people winning. But Johnny, you just gave me a reason to pick for who I'm going to pick. I was originally going to pick Seth, but I'm now going to pick Gunther. Because what you said was so idiotic and stupid, it convinced me. Because Gunther's gimmick is not only can win against old people, he's a former 2-time World Heavyweight Champion. He is the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion of all time. He's the longest reigning NXT UK Champion of all time. He is more than just a retirer. That's just his little thing, his little niche he has right now. And I think they don't want to pinhole him into that. So I think probably they will have Gunther win just so he doesn't get pinholed into that script. Next up, another very hard one because I'm not even sure who the competitors are going to be. It's the women's tag team match, which is worth 3 points. Because it's a fatal 4-way, we add 3 points to it. The champions, the Irresistible Forces, Nia Jax, and Lash Legend versus Alexa and Charlotte versus Lyra and Bayley, and who knows who the fourth one is. They're still saying it's the Bellas, but if Nikki's not cleared to compete, it could easily be Kiana and Julia. It could easily be Asuka and Kairi. It could easily be Raquel and Roxanne. Little J, who do you got and why?
You just threw in Raquel and Rodriguez. Raquel
Those are
and
all
Roxanne.
the rumored replacements.
Oh, if you didn't say that, I would have said they were retaining now. I'm going to go with the Irresistible Forces.
Nia, you're going to go with Nia and Lash? For what reason?
I am. They've been the dominant force. I don't see anybody else stopping them at this moment. They're doing great work, and I don't want it in.
All right. Big Johnny, who do you got and why?
I'm going to go with the besties, Charlotte and Alexa, to get the titles back.
I am going out on a limb on this one because I believe this was always the plan, but the injury could throw a huge monkey wrench into it. I'm going to go with the Bellas because I always think this was where they were going to win this tag team championship. So if they're in it, they're winning it, and I probably think that Nikki's going to be cleared for the match. So if they're in it, they're winning it because this is a moment to have these sisters win the tag titles. So I'm going to go out on a limb and actually say it's the Bellas because I say Nikki's going to be in the match, Bree's going to be in the match, and Nikki's going to be in the match, Bree's going to be in the match, and they're going to take it. Next up for the Women's Intercontinental Championship, the man, big time Becky Lynch, versus I don't know how to pick a husband, AJ Lee. Big Johnny, who do you got and why?
I hate this one, but big time Bex.
Going to go with Bex for what reason?
Because AJ's a part-timer, and I think it's time for her to make her try to lose that belt so Becky can get it back and she can go on to, being a part-timer again.
All right. Little J, who do you got and why?
I'm going to go with Becky.
Becky, for what reason?
Because you gave me a reason at Elimination Chamber. You said Lee was going to win at that pay-per-view. She would lose at WrestleMania, which at first I didn't think made sense, but now looking through it, it makes sense because I don't see AJ Lee staying for a while, and Becky's going to become the new champion.
I am agreeing with you guys. I've got to go Becky. They can't keep have her eating L after L after L against AJ. She's yet to win against her. It's time for AJ's probably going to go take her little book tour or something or whatever she does outside of showing up. And so they need to have a clear and present champion. The only reason I would think Becky wouldn't win is they probably might not want a 3-time champion already. That might be the only thing holding this act, but I don't think it is, so I've got to go with Becky. All right, next up for the Women's World Heavyweight Championship, Mrs. I Love Trouble herself, Liv Morgan versus Stephanie Valkyrie, the champion. Little J, who do you got and why?
I'm going to go with Stephanie.
Stephanie, for what reason?
Because I feel like down for in this paper, the only reason I'm picking Stephanie is because there's going to be different title changes throughout and I don't feel like this is one that will stay the same.
All right. Big Johnny, who do you got and why?
I'm going with Liv.
Wow. Not the mark out babyface move and not the Latino. Wow. Okay. For what reason?
Because it's, she's going to have help. She's going to have help from one of her members, either Raquel or Roxanne, to win the title. So I'm gonna go with Liv.
I am also going with Liv for the straight reason that Stephanie's title run has gone over like a lead balloon. This is one of the most boring title. I don't like to talk negatively, but this has been one of the most boring title reigns I've seen in one of the past few decades. So it's time to get the title off of her. Let's get it on to somebody we know is going to have a good title run, and that being Liv. So I've got to go Liv. Also, if you're enjoying this video, don't forget to like it, share it with a friend, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification so you don't miss any content we drop. Drop a comment down below. Who are your picks? Let's keep going. And finally, for the WWE Championship, Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton with Pat McAfee in his corner. Big Johnny, who do you got and why?
I'm going with Cody. Not Cody, I'm sorry. No, not Cody. Randy.
Randy, for what reason?
What he'll do, he's going to have help winning the title, and it's time for Randy to get number 15. So it's going to be Randy.
Little J, who do you got and why?
I'm also going to go with Randy.
Randy, okay.
I know people think Pat McAfee I feel like there's still someone that no one's talking about is going to show up. I don't think Pat might. I don't know. I just feel like something else might happen. And I think
you listen to the IWC too much.
Maybe. I don't know. But I just feel like there's more that's going to be involved that no one's expecting. So I'm going to go with Randy on that. Because I know.
Money.
The hell? Do you having a seizure or something?
No. That's just coming out.
Ted DiBiase's not coming out. All right. I am going to go with Randy because something Pat said makes me think that they're not going to do it. He said if Randy doesn't win, he'll never come back to WWE. I don't think that's happening. I honestly think they're going to try to they're pushing this around to do what they wanted to do with Cena last year before two little guys decided to just bail right after they wanted to start the story. So I think they're going to try to pivot and try to retell this story through Randy and Pat. So I think Randy wins because Cody doesn't need to win. And I think Randy gets number 15. All right, those are our picks for night 1 of WrestleMania. Remember, do all the beautiful stuff I said earlier. Like, share, subscribe, notification, comments, all that good stuff. Join us back here for night 2. Until then, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again.
Watch out, 'cause I'm here now and I'm staying.